Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny, and thank you all for your patience. We actually got started a little bit later than I was expecting as well, and also, quite frankly, a little bit later than I'd like to start as well. Unfortunately, it looks like I've been dropping a little bit in the way of frames. Hopefully, this won't turn into a massive issue, as I've streamed 40,000 frames nearly, and I've dropped about 1,000. So maybe we'll have a few technical issues today. And if that is the case, then I'm hoping that the admin will call me via my phone and help me to take care of that issue. But as it stands right now, we have about 13 seconds until this game begins. I'm going to go ahead and activate the in-game volume, and then we should be good to go just about. Alright, so we're going to dive into the knife round between Team NXL and Team TyLoo. The bets on CS:GO Lounge were very, very stacked in favor of TyLoo. And Team NXL, if you want to try and use any other team as a bit of a comparison to their performance against TyLoo, well, TyLoo is the legendary, the best team from China, but we also cannot deny that they have lost games to other teams in China before. We're talking about best of threes. I can think of, for example, a qualifier for the PGL minor. They lost to VG Gaming CyberZen. And that's not something that I'm used to seeing, per se. That's the first time I ever saw them lose a best of three to another team in Asia. But they'll get away with the knife round and the right to choose either T side or CT side. And watching them play is always a real treat, in my opinion. Because we're talking about a team that is capable of beating even a few Western teams like LG and Team Liquid, for example. You know, just small victories here and there, but they've shown that they're capable of doing it, and they are probably giving a pretty firm moral boost to the other teams in China. But aside from that, I just wanted to bring this highlight into play. VG Gaming CyberZen has beaten Team NXL before 2-0, and VG Gaming CyberZen has beaten TyLoo before in best of threes 2-1. So, I mean, if you guys want to hear what my predictions are going into this, I'm not trying to display any sort of bias, but I have to be realistic here, and I feel like it's going to be going to a 2-0 in favor of TyLoo, because VG Gaming CyberZen were capable of getting a 2-0 out against these guys. Opening frag of the round comes out from somebody, and be reinforced by a teammate, and he's catching on to this. He sees two players at mid, but he himself is flanked by Frost Misty. Very nicely done with the return frag. Punishing a little bit of overzealousness, but with that being said, he's aptly aware that there are three players that are rotating back towards mid. But what is crazy about this is, or not rather crazy, but what is significant about this is that they've done so much damage, and these players are stuck at mid. They're not making progress towards one bomb site or another. But as I say that, DD is taken down by Frost Misty, getting the second frag of the round. It looks like I might be on my way to eating my own words. Let me just alt-tab to make sure everything is correct on XSplit. It looks like it is. Wait, hold on. Oh, I thought the stream was shut off. My mistake. I just double took on the alt tab. But now it's 3 versus 2. The bomb just needs to be planted from our Indonesian masters here, Team NXL. But the bomb's dropped with 30 seconds remaining. They have to go out into the open, into territory where they could be shot at. But Frost Misty getting 4 kills thus far. Is he going to get a pistol ace potentially? I mean, if the bomb is going to be planted, 19 seconds. Really what happened there was Attacker was taking advantage of the situation, and that's going to be Banteng denying the ace. A bomb plant will come down for Team NXL. They got away with the pistol round. I feel as though maybe, perhaps... Where did things go wrong here for TyLoo? Well, thinking about that for a minute, you guys remember at the beginning after somebody had gone through A main and gotten the opening frag of the round on that one terrorist who was at top mid. What I want to say is, after that point, I'm not saying he should have fallen back. He probably should have poked around for a little bit more information, but when he saw those two players heading back towards mid, that was probably his ticket, his cue to leave. But nonetheless, I'm pretty confident that TyLoo will be able to bring themselves back on this map. As Team NXL, they are not going to be too careful about how I'm sorry, they don't want to be too reckless about how things turn out here on the post pistol round, forced buy round from TyLoo. Gonna be seeing a boost top mid, 2 boosts top mid, and it looks like they are committing towards pushing into mid, and on that position is actually gonna be Fancy Monkey, and it sounds like he's gonna be caught in a little bit of action right now. Bit of a crossfire here behind Sandbags, but there's no pop-out coming in here from somebody. He does finally get one, but I mean, that's more of a response frag, and they stay on top of the trades, but here we go. Attacker actually brings it into an equatable trade, if you will. It's now 3 versus 3. HP advantage to TyLoo. They actually have some firepower advantage, but that's been eliminated now that we see Attacker gone, but they do come out on top by 1 man, and that's just Captain Mo doing so very well. Holding his ground and staying alive. Also gets away with an AK-47, but there's some kind of a pause being called in here from the CT side of things. 60% loss, and it looks like there's been a disconnect as well. So more of a technical timeout than a tactical timeout. So this would probably be a good time for us to mention that we do have a giveaway. It's for an M4A4 Battlestar, and for those of you who want to enter that giveaway, you may do so by clicking on the skin below this stream window. You should see a picture of an M4A4 below this stream window, and if you click on it, you will be taken to a Gleam.io giveaway where you have 10 different opportunities to enter said giveaway. That being said, at this moment in time, TyLoo, well, hello. Uh-oh. Anti-cheat client is not activated from Fancy Monkey. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did they do? What did they do? Okay, it's been paused. I was about to say, I thought maybe there was going to be some kind of trouble. I mean, I know ESL's platform does have, you know, it's not perfect, but then again, no one is. If they fail to hit a pause, essentially what they do is all the players just kind of screw around and then get another round going, and then they get the score reset by about 1 round. But right, something else I forgot to mention is that we should also thank our broadcast partners at this moment in time. We definitely want to give a huge shout out and thank you to G2A.com, HLTV.org, CSGOLounge.com, and last but not least, Twitch.tv. That should probably be one of the first and foremost broadcast partners that we think, really, because Twitch made esports, professional gaming, what it is today. Checking things out from the Team NXL side of things, it looks like, I mean, this looks a little bit like what Mongols did when they managed to get a bomb plant, but they lost the previous pistol round. What happened was 2 players bought rifles, and then they dropped them for 2 other players, and then those 2 other players ended up buying armor and a few utilities to go with it. And I imagine we'll be seeing Frost Misty buying a full suit of armor, including a helmet. That's just something that would make sense, in my opinion. So it looks like we're probably gonna end up waiting a while before Fancy reconnects to this game. Here we go. Didn't wait too terribly long. Okay. Got a go called from Fancy Monkey, and it looks like the unpause is going to be coming down very shortly. Didn't have to wait too terribly long. And here we go. By the way, for those of you who may just now be tuning in to the MBPL for the first time, I'd like to go ahead and just explain that we are trying to make CSGO in Asia. We're trying to be on top of CSGO in all of APAC, not just China, not just, you know, Korea, or anything else like that. We combine every nation's best CSGO team together to try and make the world's greatest league, but that is going to be 1-for-1. Frost Misty getting the opening frag, between Captain Mo getting a double, triple before he's taken down, and it's back to 2 versus 2 after all that action up mid. But Roseo, he's down to 7 HP, and there's no firepower on Team NXL right now. So TyLoo had a very, very strong, nearly black and white advantage. Forge took a little bit of damage there from Fancy Monkey, but that's going to be DD holding his ground, finishing what his teammate started, and getting himself a double kill to follow suit. More or less, this was to be expected once they kind of doubled out of there without any, without any amazing firepower. And what happened there was what remained on the TyLoo roster was they just played that out the way it was supposed to go for them, and no overextensions, nothing of that nature. Just playing according to the meta. I liked it. But this really puts Team NXL in a very difficult position to work with. They only have 2 P250s, a single smoke grenade, and a single flashbang grenade right now. And Frost Misty just took 59 damage from a fragmentation grenade tossed by our CT on Heaven. I believe that's Captain Mo, but it's going to be Frost Misty getting an opening frag. However, Fancy Monkey is trying to hold his ground. He's going to get away with a triple, a quad. Is he going to make it an ace? He's falling back, desperately backpedaling. And he gets out of there, but he did not go forward with that knife. He didn't have enough HP to get away with it, I think. If it was a... If his enemy was holding a Glock, I couldn't remember it, but I think it was a P250. If his enemy was holding a Glock and shot at his center mass, he would have had enough HP to get away with a knife, but he didn't want to commit to something crazy like that. But it's going to be a full-blown rifle round coming in from Team NXL, score of 1-3. DD gets the opening frag, backpedals after taking 52 damage worth of heat. Fancy's going to be rotating with him for a short period of time, and we're waiting for the next move to come in from NXL. They are rotating, of course, towards CT. Jeez Louise. Towards bombsite A. And I like this move because with all that noise that they made at bombsite B, it kind of prompted a bit of a rotation in here, and even a light rotation coming in from attacker. So now it's 4 versus 1 in this situation. If they go through Squeaky, they could get really lit up. Let's check on the position here from TyLoo somebody. He's going to get a frag onto Forged. He's now behind Forklift with a teammate. There it is. Well, looks like the rest of the team wasn't on site at the same time, so it does cost them a little bit in the way of trades, but now Swafong is the last man standing for Team NXL. Fancy Monkey shuts that guy down, and TyLoo goes to 4 rounds while NXL is stuck on 1. There's no other way to describe it. It's just that TyLoo is one of those teams that they just, on top of the rank S aim that they have, they also have just tactics and communication that really can't be rivaled in all of Asia, except for perhaps maybe the Mongols or VG Gaming's CyberZen. I'm sure there's some other teams within China that are up to the plate. CT is getting a little bit aggressive on B side. We're talking about Fancy Monkey. He's able to poke forward very confidently and get away with the information that nothing is at B. So this is going to prompt a rotation from DD to go from bomb site B to bomb site A. So more or less this is a 4-man stack. But if I'm not mistaken, we also have Captain Mo just hanging back here waiting for anyone who may be coming at him from mid. Because just everything not going in favor of Team NXL right now. Door acts as body armor, but it can also be shot through, which is a real pain in the rear here. Spray gets carried over from one target to another. Looks like somebody's going to be denied that double kill at the last moment, although he will get away with 2. And it's going to be Captain Mo, I think, in for the cleanup, if I read that correctly. All right, everything seems to be going smoothly right now. Just alt-tabbing to make sure I'm doing everything correctly on my end. Captain Mo forced out by that Molotov. Very nice opening frag coming in from the NXL side of things. I'm not sure if they actually saw him going into sandbags, but it's a very common spot to guess on where to throw that Molotov, and it's one of the things that makes a Molotov essential on the terrorist side. But Fancy Monkey, you know, I mean, he says for every one of us that falls, 2 of you shall fall. DD says, yeah, I'm going to be taking you down. Ben 10 gets the refrag, but it's going to be Fancy Monkey getting the refrag back onto him. Last man standing is going to be Frost Misty, and he's got one hell of a tall order to fill. Still very lit after that opening frag of the map. Frost Misty coming back in, and it's going to be him taking down Fancy Monkey. 36 seconds remain. Certainly is not to his advantage to save, but I mean, if he does, he's still got $2,000 to deal with, but I feel like sometimes the cons can very much so outweigh the pros. 9 times out of 10 it typically does when you're on Terra side, unless maybe your team somehow has a massive bank, but I think that kicks Team NXL up to max loss bonus, and that means they get 3,400 for this round, and for every round that they're able to get a plant and, you know, still not able to win, it'll give them 4,200 altogether. It's looking like an A execute for the time being, but again, we see DD getting a little bit aggressive with that AWP. He's like, nothing B, nothing B, nothing B. And that's going to, again, prompt the rotate coming in from Fancy Monkey. But if it's going to be a 4-man stack on A main, that's where I kind of, shudder just a little bit. But at the same time, Roseo carries his weight, gets his 2 opening frags onto bomb site A, and makes it look easy. Swalfong gets a 3rd in the name of his team, but it's 2 versus 5, and we still have Fancy Monkey and DD going for the retake. It's going to be Fancy Monkey getting a double kill. He's now in a 1 versus 3 situation. It was previously 1 versus 5. Gets away with a triple kill. He's going to be looking for that quad. He hears the A main. He's on forklift. He's been spotted. And instead of going for the plant, Forge decides to actually help his teammate hunt this guy down. But that is the caliber of a TyLoo player. 2 versus 5. Sometimes, you know, they look at the situation, they're thinking to themselves, retreat? Hell, we just got here. You guys caught me. I pulled that off of a movie. But nonetheless, they have enough money for another full buy. The real important question to ask is, will Team NXL get away with this round as well? Because that is where things become much more difficult for TyLoo. Are we going to see them accomplish something that they were not previously able to versus VG Gaming CyberZen? These Jakarta Juggernauts have got a very tall order to fill off the back of this round. If they can at least turn this into an expensive win, it would probably be, you know, the next round's buy would not be that amazing for TyLoo, but I think they could make some drops. Opening frag coming in from Swalfong. Roseo catching a rotator going in. Frag out. Straight into the crosshairs of Roseo. It's a slight misplay there from somebody. I mean, the reason why they're doing this is, I mean, there's basically 2 reasons why going in even after the utilities are thrown down. One is, we'll explain this after this round. Hang on. Captain Mo is still alive. And it looks like he's going to be, yeah, he's going to try and save this. He's like 1 versus 4. Okay. I think there could be multiple reasons. Maybe TyLoo isn't respecting Team NXL enough, for one. But, I mean, the other thing is, of course, the benefits of getting the win as opposed to the loss. I mean, if they had gotten the win off of this, if we were to see all 5 players of Team NXL gone, then they would have only gotten $1,400. But this is looking very dangerous for TyLoo at this particular moment in time. Are they going to be going for force buys? I think a very good question to ask, and it looks like it is. It is going to be a force buy. TyLoo can be a very confident team at times, and that's what I like about that. In China, they are known as all aim, no brains. Because if they focus on trading, they can do very well, but that was certainly not the case at DreamHack Malmo, where they beat Team Liquid and then later on Luminosity Gaming. Opening frag from Frost Misty. That was somebody getting over aggressive at mid and just running away as the smoke faded. Swalfong getting another frag in there. Fancy Monkey manages to make one refrag. Forged catches Captain Mo in the smoke. Trying to play things like Kenny S, and that's going to be Fancy Monkey going into Forklift corner to take one down. But I think this is TyLoo now on a quasi buy. Just upgraded pistols right now. A couple of armor vests, but we do see flashbang grenades on 2 players from TyLoo as well. That CZ from Fancy Monkey, I believe, is called, yeah, it's called Monkey Bro in Chinese. Bit of a reverse entry, if you will, but it doesn't quite pan out for TyLoo. They thought someone would be in Squeaky, but they went in way too early, and now it's actually going to be Forged who's in there. Captain Mo gets the opening frag with a 5-7. Looking for that second one, just comes a little bit short of getting it. Now Attacker's in smoke yet again. Here's a drop down, so he's going to poke through and get 1 frag. So now it's 3 versus 2. No firepower in the hands of TyLoo, at least advantage-wise, but Fancy Monkey, like Fancy doing it again. He shows he can get 2 kills with 1 clip. It's like, what's DreamHack? We can do this. We can do this at home too. Frag discrepancy is actually quite high from both sides. We can see that Fancy is at 17 frags while somebody and DD are dragging their feet just a little bit. We can also see that Frost Misty is pretty stacked on his team at 16 frags to his teammates at 3 and 2. Checking things out right now, it looks like is this going to be a main play coming in? Nah, I don't think so. But that's a nice drop down from Frost Misty. He's been carrying his weight all throughout this game. But Fancy Monkey had a chance at maybe getting 2 with 1 burst, but he didn't quite make it happen. It's going to be Fancy Monkey and DD. However, returning fire and returning frags. DD gets a double kill before he's shut down. That's Frost Misty looking for 1 more. It's back to 2 versus 2, but the HP advantage is there for the CTs. This is a map where, statistically speaking, we do see, cross matchmaking and such, CTs get a few more wins. Here we go. Attacker gets that headshot. Overpeak comes in, and Attacker gets a double kill to his name as well. Not bad at all. But it's still very expensive, to the point that there's very minimal profit for Team TyLoo in this situation. So it looks like now we're going to be seeing Team NXL going with 3 Deagles, Tech 9, and a P250 to wherever the winds may take them. Essentially, they're playing for a frag and trying to get something off of that, but it looks like, they're not getting a big advantage here. Nice headshot coming in from Roseo. By now, they should know that TyLoo's CT side loves to get over aggressive, and that's just one example of them abusing it. I don't want to call it over aggressive. They like to snoop around. Let's put it that way. DD has done it maybe 3 times now. Roseo gets a follow-up frag as well. Off of an eco round. This is not bad trading coming in. TyLoo now with 3 frags. That's going to be 2 for 1, and that's back to 2 versus 2. But there's only a pistol in the hand of Frost Misty. It's all he needs to take down somebody. Right now, I feel as though TyLoo has hit the threshold for the number of rounds that they want on CT's side. Any more that they can get is bonus, but there's only 3 more rounds left, including this one. It feels as though, for the time being, Team NXL is slated to take it, but Fancy Monkey's not going to be deterred from at least trying to go in and get the defuse. He catches one on forklift, but it's going to be Roseo finishing him off. Getting a 4K with no armor and an M4. This guy is Rambo. I feel as though... This is difficult to put into words. TyLoo is one of those teams that relies heavily upon their individual skills to get the win against a team like NXL. But we also can't forget that they only recently came back from Europe, so maybe they are jet-lagged. Alright, so that smoke looks like it's going to get planted right in front of white trucks, so that will more or less negate any rotate coming in at that point. But here we are. Somebody getting the opening frag there, and second one to his name as well. Cutting corners, it's working though. It's 4 versus 1, and that is going to be Fancy Monkey coming in for the cleanup onto Frost Misty. 4 players left alive. They're able to salvage almost all of those weapons from the terrorist side. And now Team NXL look like the best that they will be able to get away with is 6 rounds by the end of the first half. And that's if they are able to take this one and put it on the board for themselves. TyLoo, very favored to take what I think is going to be their 10th round in the first half. I don't mean to sound biased, but I mean it's just when we look at the discrepancy in firepower right now. Yeah, there's 2 AK-47s on Team NXL, but we have to be real. If we're trading, optimal firepower is better, obviously, and they don't have 3 AK-47s to bring it to a total of 5 AK-47s. It's looking like a B stack coming in from Team NXL, and they know that DD gets aggressive here sometimes. There they go. They're getting ready to make that encroachment happen. "40 seconds remain. More utilities have been tossed left and right, and this is a commitment towards B. I mean, they're going to be having, it looks like, Roseo going into vents right about now. But DD, it looks like he's right on top of him. He gets through the smoke, and he finds one. He's refragged, however, and that's going to be an incendiary to slow this down. 20 seconds remaining on the round, and now we're going to be seeing Fancy Monkey coming in and getting one, but he's return fragged from heaven. It's going to be attacker. 13 seconds remaining. They have to get that bomb plant down, but they're unable to get that opening. Captain Mo and somebody now left against Forged, and he's taken down just as he gets the plant. 5 seconds for the defuse, and that is going to be round 10 on the board. Looks like what I said they were slated to take was indeed going to be the end goal. So let's stop and think about this for a minute. It's halftime now for only a few seconds, and it would be a good time to actually thank all of our broadcast partners: G2A.com, CSGOLounge.com, Twitch.tv, and HLTV.org. And now here we are getting back into the second half. Deagle purchase for Fancy Monkey, and that's gonna, like, he didn't even need armor. He got the one Deag he wanted. He got the headshot, and that made an opening up mid, where he's going to continue to poke forward. But looks like the commitment is, how do I say this, a bit minimal up highway. But Swafong gets one. He's looking for the second, but attacker denies that. Forged is going to be coming in as rotated from B. He's going to be taking down somebody, and now it's 3 versus 2. Manpower advantage is there for TyLoo. However, CTs have a natural firepower advantage on the pistol round. It's so black and white. All you need to do is land that headshot. Fancy Monkey finishes what DD starts, and that is going to be him looking for another headshot. He will not make it a headshot, but will steal the frag away from Attacker. Gets it with a triple kill as well. Not bad, not bad. Pause called in by the TyLoo side of things. Reasons are not entirely clear why, but this would also be... Oh, geez Louise, a disconnect. Sorry. Well, Van Teng was awarded $300 compensation for the suicide of Captain Mo. Okay, well, now we might want to go ahead and think about what the next move is going to be for Team NXL, because we look at the money that they have right now. They only have 5 USPs. You know, it may not sound like a lot, but $300 to invest in P250s on this round is actually a pretty large investment, in my opinion. Excuse me. But if they essentially, you know, I think this round, if they can't make anything happen out of it, I mean, like, okay, the odds are pretty stacked here in this round, and I think it's most likely going to go to 12, potentially 13 rounds on the board for TyLoo before we see a full rifle buy coming out from Team NXL. All right, so I think the odds were pretty stacked against Team NXL, but I think this performance on Cash versus TyLoo is slightly better than the performance we saw against Vici Gaming CyberZen Map 1 by Team NXL. It was rather short, but again, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt, and this is exactly why the sake of competition exists. And when you stop and think about it, I'm pretty sure the entire world was betting against TyLoo when they went to DreamHack Malmo, and they certainly delivered quite the astounding upset against, you know, Team Liquid and also Team Liquid and also Luminosity Gaming. The entire, you know, Europe had their bets stacked against those guys. We're all pretty sure of it. But that's the reason why competition exists. I'm not saying to produce upsets, but to give teams chances to show their might, their strength, their valor, everything else in between. Waiting for Captain Mo to reconnect, and it looks like he did just now, but he's stuck at $800. Attacker says money. He sounds like a Democrat. You'll probably only get the joke if you're American. Ask and ye shall receive. Unpaused vote now called in. And it looks like we are about to get this round resumed. Alright. So, NXL has had time to cool their jets, but we have to be real here. They're going in at best with upgraded pistols. We're going to be seeing one flashbang. 1 smoke. So everybody makes a purchase of some sort this round, even if that purchase is only worth $200. Forge is up at mid, does land a couple of bullets into Attacker before he goes down. Mac 10 entrance, and that's going to be Captain Mo getting a frag, but it's already now 5 versus 1. Benteng, last man standing. If he can get anything here, it would be worth his time, but Captain Mo just says, nope, .avi. I mean, we have to be real here. This is not enough money for M4s and armor for Team NXL, so it looks like most likely scenario is they're going to be stuck with almost nothing invested into the round until TyLoo is potentially at 13 points, but I've seen worse than teams come out on top in such cases, but 3 versus 5 now. Those 2 upgraded pistols are still on the CTs, but now one of them has been removed. And Swafong is the other. He's the last man standing, and... Sorry about that, I pushed the wrong button. I meant to push 9 to go to Swafong TV, but it didn't happen. Big banks here for TyLoo, as we do see that Team NXL finally has enough money to make a rifle round purchase. There were some rounds where they performed majestically on the terrorist side, but it just looks like this is their one shot to turn things around on map 1. Benteng on checkers. He's waiting for someone to turn that corner, get overzealous. Not sure if he was spotted there, but somebody is approaching that corner very, very cautiously. Looks like there's going to be a team flash coming in, and that... Whoa, both players looked away, and Benteng is able to abuse that perfectly. He gets away with a double kill. I thought for a moment, you know, the best he could do there is perhaps a 1-1 trade, but I was wrong. The follow-up there from, I think it was Didi who was killed second there. The follow-up just wasn't there. And so now it's 3 versus 5. Difficult, but doable if you are Team TyLoo. But if I'm looking at this right, yeah, 3 CTs are there. It's going to be Attacker getting 1. Frost Misty getting the refrag. Swafong getting another. And it's going to be Captain Mo left as the last man standing. 47 seconds remaining as well. And, I mean, he's pre-firing. He's revealed his position as a result. And that's going to be Frost Misty taking him down. I'd say perhaps the real big game changer there was the opening double kill that Benteng made. Check that out as well. I mean, you know, I have to say, like, a part of that was luck. I really feel as though it was. Both players looked away, and then when they looked back at each other, he happened to get the first one, and then again, Didi just was not there for the follow-up. He's going to be going, again, back towards checkers. It looks like somebody... Got a nice opening flash there, but going to be throwing in a Molotov this time. Kind of banking on where his opponent was at the beginning of the last round, but not quite able to do too terribly much about it. Checking things out now, the spread here. Got nothing at mid here, but am I looking at this right? No, okay. Fancy's just, he's in there. He's in Squeaky for the time being, and it looks like he's opening up the door, trying to find that entrance. That's about it. But Forged, I do believe, did spot a skip over from one of the players onto checkers. Should be Didi he's looking at right now. Didi, oh boy. The real question is, where's the bomb? They're still playing for the opening right now, so our bomb carrier is actually being very conservative. That is to say, Captain Mo. And what I love about TyLoo is they play beautiful Counter-Strike. You very seldom see these massive blunders of mistakes that you would see other teams making. So Zeo making the opening frag. Didi getting into sight. Smoke on B main entrance. That is Benteng getting in there and taking down his enemy, but it's 3 players in the exchange, and now that brings TyLoo to the man advantage. Sitting on a Molotov, it will be Forged, who gets cooked just a little bit, going back towards B main as the smoke is faded. It's going to be Swafong getting one. Attacker taking down Forge, Swafong getting another. It's now 1 versus 1. This is a very critical round for Team NXL, and they do take it. Like, that was, I don't know how to say it, but the way we saw Swafong going at our last terrorist there, I believe it was Captain Mo. Do forgive me if I called that wrong, but the way he was going at that angle was not. This is Team NXL now poking up B side, and they are going to get away with the information that, hey, nobody's here. And what's even more important is they have some vision around this area. Somebody gets the opening frag, and it feels like the rotation is coming in a little bit late. So that be the nail. It feels as though Team NXL is adapting to the playstyle of TyLoo on the fly in some regards. But this is Team NXL now poking up B side, and they are going to get away with the information that, hey, nobody's here. And what's even more important is they have some vision around this area. Somebody gets the opening frag, and it feels like the rotation is coming in a little bit late. So that being said, they're just not able to see this. And now this is all the vision, this little particular area that we have coming in from Forged. This is process of elimination. This is just basically CT side knowing where their enemy is by knowing where their enemy is not. Excuse me. So 3 versus 5 coming in, and TyLoo's already on bomb site, but they don't have the bomb. So that's a little bit of an advantage working here for Banteng, but what's not is Captain Mo working his way back towards mid, and him unfortunately getting pounced on. So 2 versus 5 now. The question needs to be asked, does Team NXL want to play for next round, or do they want to try and retake this one? Frost Misty, at least trying to make it expensive, was unable to do this, and TyLoo, this is a paycheck to them. With every paycheck, everyone pays their living expenses, which is going to be, of course, if you want to stay alive in this game, it's going to be in the form of all of these utilities here that you see on the left-hand side of your screen. Not the main weapons here, but of course these, right? So that's going to be somebody taking a little bit of damage from a frag grenade, but not too terribly much. Checkers is empty, but it is a very good idea to be precautious every step of the way. It's going to be Banteng getting a headshot with a P250, so he makes his own exchange here cost effective. But Swafong, double take there by attacker, does cost him a little bit of HP, quite a huge chunk of HP rather. And DD is going to be getting away with one all his own. And now Team NXL, they're just going for it. I mean, they've got nothing to lose off the back of this round, and it just, I don't think Frost Misty's going to be able to pull off the win, but if he's able to do any economic damage, it can at least delay how things go on match point. Attacker gets himself a triple kill this round, so I have a feeling we're going to be done with this map very shortly, and if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe we're going into we are going into Mirage on the next map. Three Famuses, M4s, 2 of them are coming in from Team NXL. It's going to be somebody getting the opening frag and just popping back immediately. A Molotov will cover his escape. Not that he's being chased, but it's going to be Roseo getting one. Unable to get another as Fancy Monkey does essentially shut him down. Still no commitment to one bomb site or the other, as there have been trades going in. And Swafong shut down at mid. It's going to be Frost Misty coming in for a refrag, but is unable to follow it up adequately. It's now Forged in a 1 versus 3. His fragging is not amazing, but if he can make something happen here, it will be a miracle, and his teammates will be eternally thankful of him. But he does manage to take down somebody. Gonna pick up that AK at mid, and turns right, gets another, gets shut down by DD. However, you know, he made the YOLO play happen. I guess you could say at least got himself 1 for 2 in the way of trades. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to put Team TyLoo at 1 map score to Team NXL. So with that in mind, we're going to take things into a short break, and then afterwards we will be back with map number 2, which will be indeed confirmed as Mirage. Don't you guys go away. And what I do want to remind you all is that we do have a giveaway for an M4A4 Battlestar. It's field tested, not factory new. So if you guys would like to enter that giveaway, you may do so by clicking on a picture of the skin below this stream window.